Welcome back, everyone. This is Akinar here with more Baba Is You, and we have finally reached the bottom right of the meta level. And why don't we go ahead and take a look here at number 15, Breaking and Entering. And let's see what we have here. We've got the pipe theme once again, which is one of my favorites. I do like the pipe theme. I assume we're locked in here. Water is sink. And rock is push. Text does not appear to be float, so we could use the text to sink some things. Baba is you, wall is stop. Door is shut and stop. There's 5 doors up at the top. Door is shut and stop, but flag is open. Flag is open. There is also, I see, a level is, which makes sense given the fact that we are going to need to turn this level into, I would presume, text. That was my initial guess when I was thinking about what we would need in order to complete the phrase is when. Level seemed to be to make the most sense. We would have to figure out how to push that into place, but let's worry about that when we get to it. For the moment, let's see if we can get the dandelion. Flag is also word. Flag is both open and word. So it feels like the obvious goal is we need to somehow generate 5 flags. And they're giving us access to has, which suggests that we're going to be able to do some sort of shenanigans with sinking flags or sinking text, perhaps, because we could make the phrase text is, not text is, but text has flag, because flag is word. And if we can say that text has flag, we can potentially generate a whole bunch of flags with all these pieces of text that we've got lying around. Now, one problem that I am seeing, which I think I'm realizing how to solve as we're talking, I was thinking, how are we moving the flags? Because flag is not push, but we do have the push keyword down here. So, in order to get to where the flag is, we need to break 2 sections of water, which I guess they're giving us the rock for one of those. And then, do we need rock anymore? What's more valuable to us, the is or the rock? I'm not exactly sure. So we'll start with the rock. And we'll see where we go from there. But now we have an is push, which we could say like this. We could have the flag give it the push property. So we want to say text has flag, right? We want to say text has flag, and that also flag is push, so that when we text has flag. Oh, this is not actually going to do. I was thinking about pushing the flag into the water and sinking it, but this, what we want to do is actually push. We want to sink a piece of text, right? Because now we have another flag. And then we sort of want to play this game the game that we want to play is one we've done before, where we alternate. We sort of toggle what has what. So if we say flag has text, now we can create the word flag. Okay. Now we're not actually generating additional flags with this. So we need a way. What do we want to do here? We need a way. Maybe we need to put flag here like this. Or we could say, we could go back to what we had before, where we say text has flag. We say text has flag and flag is push. what we can do is we can do... Oh, right. We do need actual flags. Because flag is open, not the word flag. So I do need to have a flag like this. And then I think, can we simply just keep reversing this, this phrase? If I do this, and then I go like this, I get the word flag back. But now I do have a problem. Because I can't do anything, or I could have. No, I could not have. Even if I had backed it up to here and pushed this out, it's still, the word flag is stuck up against the top here. So it's not as simple as just playing this game of, what am I trying to say? Of alternating back and forth between the word flag and the object flag. Because the word flag is not open. So what we'd like to have a situation where we just have a flag that keeps having itself. So every time that you push, a flag is generated in return, every time that you open a door. Can we do that? If I say that flag has text, do I have a way of stacking? I would like to be able to say, you know, something like this, flag has flag. Ooh, which I could do, right? I could do that if I put these up at the top. It would take me a little while to maybe do this. Let's see if we can figure out how this would look. So let's say that do we need text anymore? Do I need text anymore? If flag has flag and flag is push, then theoretically, if we could get all of that lined up at the top, then we could just keep pushing everything. I think we might be able to do this. Let's get rid of text. That might be a mistake, but I'm just trying to open up the water here, which maybe I didn't have to do that. But it's a little weird because you have to have the is push active. And maybe I could just put it out here, make things a little quicker. So let's say we do this. Now, if let's say that I push these down here. I don't necessarily... No, I do need... Right. I need everything to be over in this column. So I need everything to be lined up here. And then I can go like this. And then I can go like... What I can do is I can bring back these... I can bring these back down here. And push them one over. Just got to go around to account for the water. It's a little bit annoying here, but we'll work it out. So I can do that. Get this up here. Now we have everything in the right row, and I can push this over like this. That does sort of screw things up, doesn't it? Because now I don't have... Now my has word is in the wrong place. Because of the way that open works, I can't simply just keep pushing this through. Eventually I get a flag. Like I was hoping I could push this over into this column and keep going like this, but now I no longer, my has is not in the right place anymore. Can I still make this work? If I bring these down here. I don't think I have quite enough now. Oh, I also have... That's another wrinkle because of the way that open works. I can't actually push this over. I think I've seen this... I remember seeing this way back on Out at Sea. I think was the level where I was trying to push... Was it lava and ice onto the the door in order to open it? But if only one of those things is open, the fact that the has is not open keeps us from opening the door. So this doesn't quite cut it. It does feel like we need some sort of self-sustaining cycle. Do I want to reset from here? I think I might reset just to look again at what I have. But maybe I'll start by just backing everything up. Let's just do a big backup to some point much earlier where everything is not stuck up against the wall, stuck up against the top of the puzzle. And also when we have our text keyword, like I got rid of text thinking that I could get to the finish line like this, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So we got rid of rock. We did get rid of the word rock. And we got rid of our other is in order to generate a second flag. Did we have to do that? We could back this up even further here. Because maybe we need two is's. Lots and lots of rewind. We need to destroy something in order to get out, correct? Could we destroy the flag? One of the problems is that whatever we destroy is on the right-hand side. So if I wanted to say flag has text, I couldn't then destroy the flag. Or could I if I arranged it all vertically? Maybe that would be okay if I arranged it vertically. There might be a way to do this. If flag has text, and then I have it arranged vertically, but I would also need flag to be push. And that, I think based on the arrangement, I can't say both flag is push and flag has text in a vertical line without text stacking. Text stacking. So it feels like we have to lose one piece of text. And I don't want to lose a has, I don't want to lose push. So it's either one of the is's or it's the text. And it feels like the is the most logical candidate. So we do that and that gets us a flag. And because these doors are all lined up against the top, we can't just push a flag up there and hope to have... We're not able to do any sort of self-repeating cycle like this. Unless we do... If we say flag has text. I really want to be able to say flag has flag and then have a third flag. But we have to do this. Can we generate a third flag? Can we say now that text has flag, but we can simply delete the text? Is that how we do this? Maybe it's as simple as that. I think I, as I so often do, maybe have been overcomplicating. What if we do this? We don't even have to say flag is push necessarily. We just need to say text has flag, right? And then we go like that. Oh, but that disables that. So as soon as I disable the text having flag, the rule gets disabled before I actually get the flag in return from the text. So can I do this if I should be able to do this a different way. If I put this out here, these are all up against the wall now, so I need to rewind back to this stage potentially. Let's say that we do this. How do I do this? Actually, I just bring these out here so that flag is pushed from with that flag. I think that's how we do it here. And then we can actually take this down here. Well, I want to do this to where I can actually recover the flag. So I think I need to bring this text over here to the right side of all this. So let's not push, let's not get rid of, I want to put this in a place where I can still manage to recover the words. So we don't want to push things into corners. That is not pushable. Hold on here. Wait a second. Oh shit. The pipes are not stop. The pipes are not stop. Sure. So I think I can just do this then. Pipes are not stop. Wall is stop. Those funny little assumptions that we make. So I should be able to put these down here now and push them out. I don't have to have them lined up when I push them out, but whatever. So now, if we push this whole rule into the wall, now I get a flag. And now I should be good to go. I think that's all I really needed to do. I was just getting a little bit overcomplicated. The usual method here of overcomplicating things. That was not... There we go. It's weird that the flag gets left in the square that you used. That you used to Oh, we have one more minor complication here, don't we? Ooh, there is another complication to this. The complication being, how do we say something is win? I hadn't even thought this far ahead, but the logistics of win being in the back like this, how do we make something win? We have to push. How do we do this? How do we actually do this? Do I need... I think what I need to do now is I need to do some funny stuff with my additional flags here. I don't think I have to worry about flag has anymore. But just to be sure, let's push this up here just in case. We just need flag to be push. And then I think I can put a flag here like this. And now I don't want flag to be push anymore. And I bring my is back into the picture, except not yet. First, I go back around. Okay, we just had to do a little bit of extra work to get a flag into place, because now flag is win. It's really... You probably couldn't do this without flag being word. That is probably the enabler that allows you to get the dandelion on that one. Okay, cool. So we'll come back for the meta section of this. Let's first go on to the return of Scenic Pond. Level 16, the return of Scenic Pond. That name vaguely rings a bell. There you go. Huh. I don't really have the ability to easily navigate back to the original Scenic Pond, given how the game works now. So I want to complete these puzzles that are down in the bottom right of meta. But obviously, we have some memories of having dealt with 2 iterations of this puzzle. And I think this was actually one of the puzzles that I was thinking about when I was thinking of the trick that we've seen before about Kiki has text, and then you reverse that, text has Kiki, and you can kind of like, you can continually replicate something. Okay, so what is different this time? Fence and wall is stop. I think that's the same as before. We're kind of, it looks like we're starting out with similar words that we had in the original. And I think it might be closer to the original where you had this, there was a piece of text or a phrase here that you had to complete that was part of the solution. It's been so long, I don't remember the exact details, but I think I do remember that the extra level did not have this. It sort of had the fence closing this off all the way, if I recall correctly. We have text is defeat, so we can't just say text is you. Water is sink, just like before. Skull is also sink, which I think is different. I want to say skull was defeat previously, but we still have this flag is win that we have to push into place. Also, skull has wall. Skull has a wall, so you could get rid of the skull. You could sink something with the skull, but you would just get a wall in return. The return of Scenic Pond. This is fascinating. So many variations, so many of the level variants are just extras that are immediately after the one that you originally solve. Also, I am aware that they have changed the order of puzzles. There have been some significant changes over the years as to when certain puzzles appear. I've been one of the playthroughs that I have been checking out from time to time as I've completed parts of the game. I will see puzzles in completely different parts of the game. That Parade in particular, I think I just saw recently, was way back in like the flower, the triple question mark area, something like that. So who knows where this one might have originally been. Now, how are we going to beat this? What we did previously was we had some sort of... I don't want to break that. I was thinking of moving that. What we were doing is we had Baba. Right, we were able to create 2 Babas, right? We took this Kiki, and we were able to say text has Baba. Say text has Baba, and then you push that piece of text in, and that gives you your second Baba. Now, who knows? With this puzzle, that might not be the correct course that you're supposed to go on. Because what are we aiming to do? I suppose we're aiming to... Could we actually just do... Could we just from this point say that text, that Baba has text? I might need to really space out my Babas here. Just have one of them sort of stuck down there. Because I feel like I'm seeing what might be a solution, but it feels kind of easy, and so they must have accounted for this. They have accounted for this because we can easily get Baba to be float and make flag win, but flag is not float. And we can't easily disable Baba is float unless we had another Baba that we could use to push the text onto the other Baba. Which maybe we could do somehow. I don't think so. Because I don't think we have any more text that we can play around with. We can't... This was one of the challenges, I think, with the original puzzle. We can't change the row that Baba is you is on, and therefore I can't quite push another piece of text into the water to create a third Baba. So that is the naive solution. And it is, as most naive solutions are, not good enough. Let me actually just fully reset. Is there any world where we don't want to start the way that we just did? It feels like a very reasonable start. This Kiki word seems just as expendable as it was before. But what is the eventual goal? If this is float is down here, are we trying to say, do we actually want to be creating two different things? Do we actually want to have... The problem is, I don't think I can have two different things. Kiki and Baba. If I create a Kiki somehow... Okay, how would I do that? If I was going to create... If I was going to say that... For example, let's say that text has Kiki. I could create a Kiki. I could do this. And I would have a Kiki. And then I could say that Kiki is you. So I theoretically could have two of these. Now, I've sort of lost, I think, the... I really need to not... I can't just do this, I don't think. Because I really need my text keyword. I think I need the text keyword in order to... If I'm trying to make something float, I think we have to make whoever is you needs to be float. And it feels like we get really complicated if we're trying to have the same thing that is you also be float. If we're doing it this way, where we're having like a Baba and a Kiki instead of two Babas. It feels like I really would rather be aiming for the scenario where I have two Babas. That feels like a more reasonable start. Could I generate any additional Babas from this, though? Is there a way for me to... get a third Baba somehow? We could very easily say that Baba is float, but I'm left with just the one Baba. And if Baba is float, Baba can't get to the flag, right? Skull has wall. Like, we could go through there. At some point, we had one of these puzzles that we solved by deleting all of the water. we deleted all of the water and we were left with... I think we were left with Baba Has Baba. That was one of the things that allowed us to... We were able to do this cycle of text has Baba, Baba has text, and we were able to delete each of these sections of water until we were left with 2 pieces of Baba text, 2 Baba words, which allowed us to say Baba has Baba. And because skull was defeat in that one, we were able to just pass by the skull, because even though Baba was defeated by the skull, it just spawned another Baba because Baba has Baba. But they've disallowed that solution here because skull has wall. We could get through once, right? We could get through skull is sink once with Baba has Baba, but then we would not be able to come back because wall is stop. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this one. Yeah, I'm not really seeing what I want to do. I don't really have an approach, an idea of how I want to approach this one. So let's set this one aside. We will return to Scenic Pond a little bit later. For the moment, I want to go back to breaking and entering, see if we can come up with a meta solution. I think what we want to aim for is to say level is text. So can we just set up what we had before? Start like we did previously. And we need to preserve. We want to do like how we did here. Not that. We don't want to say text is flag. That sort of ruins things. We want to say text has flag. And then we use our is to make a hole in the water and give us a flag. And then I mean, this feels actually pretty straightforward. Can we just say flag is push? Bring this guy here. And then we just say, we could also say that level is flag. Do we want to say level is flag? Now that I think of it. Is that better for us? As opposed to saying that level is win. I think I want to see what happens with this first. I think. I'm not totally sure, but we can reverse this, hopefully, pretty easily. Now, right, so this is where we have to do some of our turning the cursor into a ghost again, right? Because if we're going to say that level is win, we have to at least start with cursor is ghost. Correct? As I muck up there, they're having too many Babas laying around. I'm not sure that I need flag being push anymore. I think I can just say cursor is ghost. And now it is a little bit tricky maneuvering this level keyword, but maybe not too tricky if we can just make sure that the ghost is next to the level when we say that ghost is cursor. So we have, let's see how we do this here. So I want the ghost to be here. Or maybe I want the ghost to be here. Like this. And now I can move the cursor onto level. And now I can reverse cursor being ghost again. And now I simply step the ghost over here, and now I can push level is win into position. Have we done this before? Have we said level is win? What happens? That's what it does. It gets a dandelion. It gets us the dandelion for meta. Fascinating. Oh god, and now our cursor is all the way back over here. Oh my. We must have done this before, right? We must have done this previously because we now see... I'm a little curious because... like, you have... the levels kind of are a little grayed out once you get the dandelion. So this over here... right. Actually, wait a second. Wait, why is this... this over here... let me get my cursor back over to the skull. Because I want to... let me see if I can do this. This here is the question mark level, right? The... is this not fully solved? Is there more to do here? We solved the level that is the rock level, the water level, and then this goes back to the depths. There's no win here. We can't say level is win. Maybe I'm worried about something that is not a big deal. But I'm just noticing the difference in how this square is not grayed out compared to this one. We still here at the depths, we have one level to complete, right? But it's an extra level. And I still don't have any ideas on it. We might take a look at it if we're getting stuck in other spots. That at least got us the dandelion. But it also did not necessarily move us forward. We said flag is win. Flag is win. I'm trying to remember how we got to meta. It's been a little while now, and I don't remember exactly how we got to meta. But we should try. I think we should try to see what happens if we can turn breaking and entering into a flag, right? Oh, but then it's an actual flag. We wouldn't have the text flag to say flag is win. So I wonder if this means that we are finally at... do we have any more puzzleception to go? I might need to look over... I might need to look over some of my rules here again, take a closer look. We still haven't figured out how to get to the bonus levels that are up here at the top. How would we do that? And of course, we still have levels 13 and 16 to solve. So there still are some open questions, but I'm not sure if we have any more puzzleception. I guess let's spend some time and see if we can navigate to those extra, or at least the first extra level. I'm sort of assuming that the two other squares nearby it are going to also be extras. But the first challenge is just getting there, because as far as I can see, we'd have to navigate past the phrase ghost and Baba is you. And if we break one of those, or if we break that phrase, how are we navigating through the level? How are we... Once Baba and Ghost are no longer you, how can I ever move my cursor up to one of those puzzles? How do we do this? Ah, right. The idea that I had, that was the idea. The idea is to have 3 Babas. Let's reset. I need to get 3 Babas up there. And they need to be lined up underneath Baba is you so they can simultaneously push that phrase to the top. That's how we access that. So let's do that, I think, because the only remaining puzzles now, I think, that I am aware of are 13, which potentially leads to another bonus level below it. There's 16. And there is potentially 3 more extras at the top. And the remaining bonus level here, the other Baba puzzle. Buried treasure, was that what it was called? And I think that's it. We've completed all the puzzles in the original map. I think we've completed all the puzzles in the question mark level, although this does... The fact that this is not grayed out does raise a bit of a question there in my mind. So I can't say for sure. But the puzzles that I'm aware of are the ones that we've just discussed. So, how do we get 3 Babas into... We need to open up... We need to sink the water. Let's start by pushing the flags to the appropriate spots here. Let's get this flag down here to open that. Let's get this flag. We have to do the bottom, this one here first. Oh, I've broken flag is push. So I guess let's do that one first then. And now we need to get you over here and to open that. So we've got all of our doors open. So I do need 3 Babas. So I think we need to do what we did before where we said, I'd like to destroy no Babas for the time being, but it might be okay to sacrifice one of them. I think we need to make level is push again, in order to destroy at least one of the sections of water. So we have level is push, which allows me to... Let's bring this Baba. I don't want to stack Babas if I can help it. So we'll separate those up there a little bit more. And now we'll get this one, this level here, pushed into place. And then I think I can just go ahead and eliminate that last Baba. So let's start trying to bring the Babas into the same... I did not open the last door. Crap. I did not do this correctly. Wait a second then. So how am I going to do this? Let's reset. There was one more door. Of course we have the door here. Do I need to create an extra flag? Or... Oh shit, how am I doing this? Is that what I need to do, is create an extra... I need to have a cursor, though. Dang. I need to open at least... I need to open at least this door. And I think also this door. That at least has to happen, right? And I suppose it would be fine to open this door as well. But now, how do I actually get the 3 Babas together? What do I have? I have 2 pieces of water that are separating 2 babas from the other 2. And if I can't just use 2 of the babas to get rid of this water because I need 3. Right? Unless... No, I can't turn the cursor into a ghost and have the ghost help push up the phrase Baba is you, because as soon as I push once, ghost is no longer going to be you. I need 3 Babas, don't I? It feels like I need to be able to say level is push to use the levels right here as fodder for sinking the water. But that means I need 1 more flag. So... where do I get that flag from? I can't turn one of the Babas into a flag. Oh, shit. Well, fuck, I'm not seeing how to do this. Huh. How do we do that? That's the only way to get up to those levels, right? Is to have 3 Babas pushing that phrase to the top, correct? What am I missing here? I think I just remembered what we're supposed to do here. I think what we have to do is actually retransform. I forgot that booby trap can actually be 2 things. That's how we get our 3rd Baba, right? We change this level back into a Baba. We don't have to do any fancy maneuvering to bring in all the other Babas that we've created. We just need to get this one. So give me a minute here to remember how to do the solution here to retransform this level into Baba. All right, I think that should do it. And that gives us our level is Baba. So now we just need to push this flag in here. And now we should have 3 Babas. I think we just need to make sure we don't stack the Babas. And we also need to push some of these words out of the way to make room. So why don't I just go ahead and let's get all of these here like this. Trying to keep an eye to make sure I don't stack these. Stack the 2 Babas on the left. But now that those words are out of the way, now we should be able to do this. We've got the cursor with us as well. All right. So there is just this little business of... there we go. Now we should be good. Okay. Boom. Excellent. Okay. Now we can check out Hidden Path. Hopefully, that is the one annoying part here of this meta world, is that if you want to move around between puzzles, there's not really, like, you know, a Dark Souls style shortcut that is being opened. You really have to do so much maneuvering just to get back to where you were at some earlier stage in the level, which is a bit frustrating, but let's focus in here on Hidden Path and see what we're looking at. One of our extra levels. There's a lot of words squeezed into a small area here. It looks like me is you. Level is level. Which I guess is important because we have the level keyword up here again. And it's saying level is down. Level is down. What? How is that going to come into play? I guess we'll find out. Belt is shift. So if I disable this, and I go here, and I say rock is empty, now I have the ability to say flag is win, but rock and cloud is stop. So I can't actually get to the flag. Now, what I could say is level is shift. Sure enough. Sure enough, the squares are all being shifted down. And then I just need to get me over here. Oh, I wasn't quick enough. Could I have done that a little better? Could I have just gone... Did I take the minimum amount of steps? Ooh. Okay. So that's the little problem here. That even if I take the minimum amount of steps, there's a little gully here that I'm getting stuck in. Okay, so that's the naive solution. Level is shift and level is down. So what can we do to interfere with that? It might be as simple as if we do this again here where we break shift. It might be as simple as simply we could take one of these extra words and put them down here, right? Shouldn't that be enough to fill in the gap? And then we get across. That should do it, I would think. That seems relatively straightforward. Oops. There might be some wrinkle here that I'm still failing to consider. That looks like a win. All right. Is there more to that? Oh, we can also get our cursor easily back out here. That's nice. Okay, there are a handful of shortcuts that do allow you a little bit more maneuverability. They're just not as extensive, maybe, as I would like to see sometimes. Hidden path, though. I wanted to just look at this one more time just to make sure. It says level is level. So I think it's just trying to tell us, don't worry about turning this level into anything. You're just going to be wasting your time. Because we could say level is belt, but I think it's not going to do anything because level is level. Okay. So I think we're done. That seemed like a very straightforward puzzle. I'll take the layups. Anytime we can get a layup like that at this stage of the game, I'm more than happy to take the dandelion. I guess let's go ahead and take a look here at Triplets. Our second extra level on the meta world. Triplets. Okay, there's our we needed triplets to get here in the first place. And now we have triplets to help us with our task. So what is the task? Baba is you, but we do have access to word and a lot of ises. So we could very easily reposition where that Baba is you is located. And we also have the ability to say that Baba is word. And that looks like what we're going to be doing, like getting Baba into some of these positions like here to say Baba is float. What does that do for us? So flag is win. There's no flag at the moment, but ice has flag, and ice is melt. Okay? Flag and ice are float. So it does seem like we're going to need... It feels like we're going to need to say Baba is word. Let's go ahead and make that happen. And we don't want to stack any Babas. I'm pretty sure about that. Stacking Babas feels like that would be the wrong way to go. So let's try to avoid that. It is slightly awkward though. What we might want to, maybe what they're doing, they might be giving us some, oh, okay. So there's another, no, if we can make Baba float, we can get over the skulls. There was this line of skulls. As I looked at the maze down here, I was thinking the maze we can use to kind of, Okay, so another thing I'm thinking of here, let's just make Baba is word and we'll start to see maybe some of the wrinkles that are going to come into play. There's also a rock over there. There is a rock is pull. I haven't thought of anything to do with the rock yet. We have the ability here, though, to say that Baba is float. And I don't see... Oh, we would need to say that Baba is hot. Baba does need to be... Ah, maybe that's where... Maybe that's where... One of the difficulties here is... If we want to say Baba is float, we need that Baba to stay in place, right? And at this point here, if I move to the right, skull is defeat, and I'm losing my Baba. And I need to be able to move to the right several times to navigate through this maze. So I kind of need... I think that's why I need the rock. The rock is here so that I can pull the rock to this spot and allow me to stop from moving to the left. I just also need to have what... It looks like it's going to need to be 2 pieces of text that I'm going to need to position next to these skulls or on top of these skulls. There needs to be 2 of my pieces of text. So what are those going to be? I don't think I can simply use both of these is words. Oh, here's what I can do. Let's reset this. What I can do is I can position... I didn't want to stack them. I want to go like this. Now I can put these here. What I want to do, I think, is line up... I want to do one more to the right first. I think what I want to do is put is word over the skulls. If we do that... If we do that, then I can put one of the Babas... No, that doesn't work that way. No, I can't do it that way. I was thinking too far ahead. I have to say the is word has to be down here. So that's not quite it. Let's just reset. And what I will do, however, is I will reposition. I think we're going to reposition Baba, the Baba phrase. We're going to put this further up. Because what I can maybe do, I might be able to... No, how am I going to do this, actually? No, I could put... No, we could put Baba is you up there, couldn't we? Maybe what we actually need... I can't just say Baba is you and Baba is float using the word Baba. That's not quite good enough. Because I also need to say Baba is hot. In order to get my ultimate win condition, I need one of these Babas to be hot in order to melt the ice. Melt the ice, which ice has flag. That gets me my flag, which is also float. And we're home free. If we can set up... I think what we need is to actually have Baba... Shit, how are we going to do this? My initial idea was to maybe have... There's a lot of possibilities to arrange things here, and whenever that happens, my mind shoots in 100 different directions and can get a little overwhelmed. So I really need to be careful about how I structure my thought process. But how do if I can picture the final arrangement of things, the final alignment of words, how is that going to look? I think it looks like, or could potentially look like, is there ever a world where we can say that Baba if we can have one of the... No, if we had the text Baba up here. Let's say we had the text Baba up where it's Baba is float, but also... How am I going to do this? Baba is... I just said I couldn't do this. Why is that the case? If I just literally take this phrase, Baba is you, and I put it up where Baba is float, that doesn't work because I need to also say Baba is hot. And the only way I can do that is by, at some point, I think... Well, the text Baba has to be connected to word. We have to have the phrase Baba is word somewhere. In order for anything in this puzzle to work, that has to be part of the solution, right? Where is that going to be? Let's try working through this again. I want it to be able to say that Baba is... Move my mouse off the screen. If we go back to what we had, let's try moving... Let's try moving the phrase Baba is you. Let's move this up. Up once. Just to give ourselves a little more room. And now we say Baba is word. Without stacking them if we can. Ah. There we go. So we go back to doing this. Baba is you, Baba is word. Baba is you, Baba is word. If I just take these two is keywords and I use that to position them here, I need to have some words over the skulls, don't I? So that my Baba is sort of locked in place. My Baba, one of the Babas can pull the rock over and sort of be snug and cozy up in that little spot that says is float. They have positioned the hot keyword at the bottom, so I can't easily take hot and put it up where the skulls are and easily get my double phrase. Oh, Baba is float. That's not going to be good enough, though. I can't do some funny stuff with double Babas up there, I don't think, because that doesn't quite cut it. Baba is word. Baba is word. We could technically say Baba is you like this. Maybe that's the key. Maybe the key is having, this is how we do it, right? We get one of the Babas lined up like this to say Baba is you, but we do it on the row with the skulls, and we pull the rock and we push the is you into place, and that's our lock-in spot. Once we've locked that in, we can probably figure out anything else we want. So let's see if we can do that. So we need to start pushing. They've given us so many. We actually have 3 Babas, right? So we actually don't even need to get too fancy with this. We just need to not stack our Babas. We just need to do something like this. We need to get them lined up like this. Use our triplets to get underneath. God damn it, though. We've got to Shit. I still need to move this is word out of the way. Hold on. Get that over to the side here. Let's just move it an extra square just for the heck of it. Now we can line these back up down here. And now I think we just push this all the way up here. And then we line up Baba is word underneath that. It's actually easiest if we push this over. Not that far, but right there. Maybe not. We need it to be actually right here, don't we? Do I need... I still need to have three I still need to have... Only one of the Babas can get locked in place here. Let's work out the mechanics. I'm thinking ahead to how this is going to work mechanically, because I think we're gonna have to spread out. Let's isolate one of the Babas here, and let's say we do this, so I can do this. However, I really need... Okay, that's I can just solve it like this. I can just bring the rock over to this position. That's all I need to do. Just bring the rock over there. Hold on. Now we should be good. Now I should be able to say that this... No, hold on. I actually need it to be right here. Okay. Now it should work. Okay, so now that Baba is locked in place. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Now we just need to figure out how to say Baba is hot and also keep Baba is word. But that should be relatively trivial? Question mark? It's actually, we don't even need to be super, like we don't have to have hot as, it doesn't like need to be constantly on because Baba is now float. I think we've done the heavy lifting. We just need to get one of our Babas past the skulls, which we can do because it's float, and now we simply have Baba is hot. Well, we actually don't want to put it down here. This is the wrong spot to have it, because if I move up, in order to get up here, yeah, so let's back this up. We don't want to do a full reset and have to redo all our other work, but let's figure out how we position is hot. The fact that they have put it here on the bottom does make things a little bit of a challenge, doesn't it? Because we need to, I think what we need to do, ooh, yeah, we actually don't want to break Baba is word. We need to bring Baba is word over here. I think that's why this wall is here. Because we're going to use, let's go ahead and spread out our Babas here correctly. And we're going to use this wall to give us a little spot. Not quite. No, this is still okay. This is still okay. Because I can put this here, and I can put this here, and I just need to move this over by one. Now, if I have this spot here, I can move this guy vertically. The other one does not move vertically. I think that gets it done for us. Let's see if I can not screw up my letters while I maneuver this one on the right into place. And now once you're down here, now I can simply put this guy here, and we win. Let's go. Hell yeah. Okay, triplets. A lot of funky maneuvers there you've got to pull off, but still not too bad. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at power generator number 3. Knocking out some of the extras here. Once again on the pipe theme. And we got lots of lightning bolts. Okay. And we got our robots, and we have a death. What the hell happened there? Okay. Baba near empty is sink. What? What? Okay. Well, how the hell are we supposed to do anything if we can't get off of these tiles? We have some robots, but I'm not sure if they come into play. Because I don't see any robot words. I don't see any text that says robot. What I do see, I see a win surrounded by a bunch of bolts, and bolt is defeat. We have access to move and push, which I presume we would be putting underneath one of these. Like, we've got these words up here, Baba and empty. We'd have to make one of them either move or push, wouldn't we? Except empty is not move. Empty is not move. So empty has to be push, doesn't it? Bolt is defeat. Baba is you. Oh, okay. We could potentially say Baba is you and win. This has to be a game of pushing around empty squares, doesn't it? Because I think the only conceivable thing that I could do is to say this. So empty is push, which means... Oh. What? Wait, so I still can't do anything. Baba near empty is sink. Baba near empty is sink. I could say that Baba is move. Oh, that's how I do this. Because Baba near empty is sink, but I need to not be on. Okay, I guess that's how sync works. It's sort of like weak. The fact that Baba was on a tile and was also sink meant that the tile sunk and Baba was destroyed in the process, along with the tile. But the tile didn't have to be push or stop or have any property. It just needed to be not empty. So if we're on an empty square, we don't sink. The minute that we hit a robot, we sink because we are near empty. Okay, so Baba is move, and we can deactivate that now if we wanted to. If I just need to do this. So I can theoretically deactivate that, and I could also deactivate this phrase now, couldn't I? So now I can turn this off and say nothing. Okay. Now we're probably going to be doing some things, like saying empty is push. Empty being push would probably potentially be useful, because eventually we want to be able to push that win into place. We want to push that win into place. The issue what if we said that empty near Baba is push? We could also say empty is move. What happens if we do that? Oh, I forgot empty's not move. But we could say empty is push. I feel like this is too harsh though. If we say empty is push, then we're going to have a lot of instances where we're stuck. Like basically now. Because anyway, the only way to We've seen this before when we turn empty into push. The only way to get around that is to be in a row or a column that has something that's not empty, but also not stop. So if I tried to push a row of empty into a wall that is stop or pipe that is stop, it doesn't let me. But if I could do it on this row where the robot is to my left, I'm now pushing those empty squares onto the robot, which is not stop, and they are essentially, the empty squares are no longer empty, and so I'm able to push in this direction, but not the other way around because there's the border of the map, which is stop to my right. So I think maybe we can make the phrase, though, empty near Baba is push. What if we do that? Because that still allows us to kind of maneuver around and maybe do exactly what we need. That was it. Okay. In the grand scheme, those extras were much tamer than the iterations that we've seen before. So it feels good to get some dandelions that didn't necessarily break the brain too badly. I'm going to just look at these again briefly to see. There was no level keyword in this one, was there? And the level keyword that was in Hidden Path is not usable because level is level. I also just realized we have the space theme returning here, which we hadn't seen in a while. We're rehashing a lot of these previous themes because maybe we are actually on the last level. There's a big question mark, though, that still remains because we haven't solved level 13 to get to whatever is down here below it. And who knows what the hell this could be. It could be extra level number 4, maybe. Or who knows, it could be a whole new level with a bunch of puzzles. So yeah, I think this is where I will wrap up this installment of Baba Is You. It could be that maybe we finally have the end in sight. I've said that before, though, and been very wrong. So who knows what exactly I might be overlooking. And who knows when we're going to get some solutions to these other puzzles that have been absolute stumpers. But we'll try and hit them with the fresh brain energy and see what else we can find next time. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.